Okay, I had to come on here because I gotta tell you, sellers out there. I just left from a listing appointment with a client, past client of mine's daughter and her boyfriend. Um, and so they purchased their house in the market where there was appraisal gaps, there were multiple offers, there were just, the market was crazy, right? So he purchased this house with an appraisal gap in it, and he is wanting me to take a look at the house, see what he wants to do to get it ready to sell, possibly in the next year. And all y'all know that, the market is going to get hot again because the interest rates are coming down consistently. And it's time to be looking at getting homes sold and getting them ready to be sold because, it can take 3 months, sometimes 6 months to get your home ready. But this is what I want to come here on today, and I want to talk to y'all a little bit about what exactly it is that you got to do to get your home sold, right? So he wants to grade the backyard and smooth the backyard out. He's a man. So where are the men looking? They're looking in the yards, right? The women, they're looking inside, and she's like, I want to buy this fan, and I want to change the faucets, and I want to do this. And I'm like, hey, you need granite. And she's like, oh, well, I just thought I would paint the counters. I was like, whoa, hold your horses, people. Let's talk about this, okay? So before you go and you start doing all of these things to your houses, guys, give me a call first. It is really important to sit down and look at the numbers. That's the first thing I did. I came in with data, right? Good, solid data. They had a property that is in their neighborhood that's listed right now. It's under contract. We don't know what that property is going to close for. But what I did have was 3 sold comps that was with a 2-mile radius of their house. Just sold. Gave us a $15,000 gap of what we could list their house for. Guess what? I can't list their house at that price in the condition that the house is at. First things first, I walk in, there is spots on the ceiling in the hallway. We got to completely repaint the ceiling, right? What are those spots from? I asked the owner. He said, hey, we had this leak on the AC. I was like, great. Is it fixed? Yes. Okay, well, the first thing we need to do, because we have popcorn ceilings, is let's see if we can get them scraped, cleaned up, repainted, right? First thing first. Once we open the door to that, we got to open the door to other things. But they had popcorn ceilings in that house. I think it's really important if your house has popcorn ceilings, and if your house is older, that house was older, so those ceilings looked really yellow. So they weren't smokers, but could have been past smokers from before them. It could be dirt, it could be dust. But that was the first thing that I saw, right? I walk in, I saw those ceilings. All of the countertops need to be replaced, all of them with granite. I got a great granite person that can come in and do good granite. They knock off the old counters. They even put in new sinks. So if you need some people, that's why you need a great realtor, because we always have people in our back pockets because they do business a lot with us. So our guys are always taken care of. So now we're at popcorn ceilings, right? We need countertops because what sells the house, ladies? The kitchen and the bathrooms, especially the master. Well, when you got old Formica countertops, and they don't look good, then we need to replace them with what? We need to replace them with granite. So now we're at countertops and we're at um popcorn ceilings, sorry. So then I said, guys, when have you had this house professionally cleaned. There's dust everywhere in all the doors. You know how the doors have the little frames in them and the dust is just sitting up there. So really, if I think about a cost wise right now, we're probably $5,000 to $7,000 for ceiling granite. Now we need to be professionally cleaned. We don't need to go in and clean it ourselves unless you're already spotless anyways and you're like one of those persons that's on TikTok and Instagram that, they're scrubbing the walls and everything else. Unfortunately, these people are not. They work all the time. They don't have time to do that. So they really need to get a professional cleaner to come in there and deep clean. And when your house needs a deep clean, it's not just $300 to get it deep cleaned. They just got the floors replaced. That is a huge bonus, guys. But these are some really big ticketed items. These are things that really got to be done. This house is not a $500,000 house either. So you got to be real careful about, what you're deciding that you're going to go and fix because you may not get the money back in it. He's only been in that house for 4 years. 4 years. He put $30,000 down on that house. He also paid $10,000 over appraised value because that was when the market was so crazy and everybody was putting appraisal gaps in the market. They were writing them in the contract, right? And so a lot of these buyers, 7 years is usually how long someone stays in house. Well, he's been there 3-4 years and he's already ready to move on. But he wants to invest $10,000 in the yard. Well, me as a realtor, I know instantly, as soon as I walk in, that money he wants to invest outside needs to be invested inside of the property. Paint, the countertops, the ceilings, professionally cleaned. I mean, I can go really the whole house needs to be repainted on the inside because by the time you open the door to those things, then the wall paint is going to be what's going to need to be looked at, right? And that's really important. And so we're already up to quite a few things. And that's before we even declutter. So when people want to call me 20 days before they want to sell, and I go in there and I'm like, oh my God, you should have called me like 90 days ago. This is why it's so important to go ahead and have a strategy session, right, with your realtor, which of course I want it to be me. A strategy session is so important. Not only are we looking at the price, but what I'm doing when I'm looking at that price is I'm thinking to myself, this is how much we need to spend to get that price. We may not get that price if we don't spend some money to get it on the caliber of what these other comps priced out at. Because this is what the appraiser is going to look at when he comes in and he appraises this house. So when I'm looking at price on investment and getting our money back, I can't spend $10,000 outside when I walk into the house and I bring a buyer inside and they immediately see I got to completely clean this house. Look at the ceilings, honey. Look at the walls, honey. Honey, look at all the work that needs to be done in here. That buyer instantly sees that condition. The first thing is what happens when you walk up. Curb appeal is a big deal because I've showed a lot of houses. We've pulled up to, we get out the door, we're looking out our cars, we look at the house, and the people look at me and they're like, I don't think. I'm like, hey, if you don't look good outside, let's go somewhere else. So curb appeal is important, but sellers, if you want to get your money back, especially if you've been in your house for a short period of time, we got to make that inside so amazing. We got to make it wonderful. So the people that walk in that house are not going to negotiate us off of the price. This is so important. if we want to walk out with money in our pocket to go to the next house, we got to make sure the inside of this house is exactly the way it needs to be compared to the data that is shown, that I bring in, that you see. We got to make sure condition property matches the data of the houses that we are going up against and have to go up against with the appraiser, because he's going to look at those things. So listen, if you want a strategy session, I would love to be the one to have that strategy session with you. My name is Sheree Macaroni. My private cell phone number is 229-563-3116. I service the Coweta County, Fayette County, and the surrounding county areas. I am from Sharpsburg, Georgia, so I live there, love it here in Coweta County. There's so much to offer in our area, and we're still extremely convenient to Atlanta and to all of the cool stuff in Atlanta. So if you want a strategy session, guys, comment below or shoot me a text message. Sheree Macaroni, Southern Real Estate Properties. I would love to be the one to talk with you strategy. Data, numbers, strategy matters to me. It matters to me how we present your home to the market and to the public eye, because these days, everyone knows, everyone's looking on their phone, and I want your house to stand out above all of the rest of the houses that are out there. So, call me for a strategy session. Other than that, that's my story and my listing appointment today. Have a great day. Bye.